Gerald Lucas here with another installment of Ask Gerald, where you get your real estate questions answered. Today's question comes from Sandra. Sandra writes from Fort Lee, New Jersey. And Sandra writes, "We've been wanting to stop renting and buy a home for a while, but we barely qualify to get a mortgage, even with both our incomes. I'm worried that if we can barely afford our mortgage every month, we won't have enough money to pay for maintenance and repairs. What do you think?" Well, that's a good question, Sandra. A lot of realtors, I think, unfortunately, encourage people to buy the most expensive home that they can possibly afford. I guess assuming that their income will increase, which isn't a given, and even if it does, who's to say that you won't have additional expenses later on that you have to use for something else. Let's start with what it means for a home to be affordable. Most people focus on the front end, like qualifying and getting a mortgage to buy the property in the first place. And obviously that's very important, but that's really just the beginning and just the first step. There are other costs associated with home ownership other than just the front end cost of buying and acquiring the home. So obviously you've got your monthly mortgage payment, you've got property taxes and homeowners insurance, both of which can go up, as well as HOA fees, which can also go up too, and PMI, which is an acronym, stands for private mortgage insurance, which normally you have to pay if your down payment when you buy your home is less than 20%, in addition to ongoing home-related repairs and maintenance. So again, there's other costs more than just acquiring the property. So to figure out what those things are, I would strongly suggest that you get a home inspection before you buy a property, and that may influence your decision to move forward or not. But what a home inspection will do will give you an idea of level of deferred maintenance and repairs that are needed, and obviously that will vary based on the age of the home, whether it's a newly constructed home, and also the age of the systems in the home itself. But the bottom line is this: the maintenance and repair costs of a home doesn't have an exact price tag. So it's impossible to know exactly what it's going to cost. So if you can barely afford the cost at the beginning, you're putting yourself in a precarious situation. And I think home ownership is great, and there are many benefits, but there's no benefit to you to buying a home and then defaulting on your mortgage and losing it to foreclosure. So I'm definitely pro home ownership. There's lots of benefits, but there's no point in buying a home that you can't afford, and that's something that you really need to look at and make sure that you've got a little bit of a cushion beyond just being able to acquire it and make the mortgage payments, because there are other costs associated with home ownership. So thanks for your question, Sandra. For more real estate tips and information, visit my blog at geraldlucas.com. I'm Gerald Lucas, and I'll see you again soon.